What's going on YouTube? What are you guys up to? So I wasn't even gonna do this video today. It's a little late, but it just showed up and I think I'm feeling good. I think we're gonna do it. We're just gonna go ahead and get this video knocked out, get it going. If I could speak English, maybe it's because I'm so excited right now, because we just got a new part in. So let me show you guys what that is. Ready, ready, ready? Let's go. Shad Jaeger from Lethal Performance, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. I really didn't even think this thing was gonna show up today, guys, but I think we got lucky here. You guys guessed paper. This is paper in here again, guys. Oh, wait, there's 1, 2, 3 here, guys. Oh, Team Lethal, boys. Team Lethal. Oh, here we go. Here we go, boys. Oh, would you look at that, boys? That is amazing. Pretty. See that? I love that these came with these dust caps. That's one reason why I wanted these over the others. And they're a dual bearing. You guys see? Dual bearing setup with a snap ring, so you can take the snap ring out and knock the bearings out and replace them. So I like that a lot. I really truly like this design, and I think they're gonna look, oh boys, that looks good. So here they are, all friggin' 3 of them. So we got 190 and 2 100 millimeters. I'm hoping that with the belt that I put on, I would like it to be a little bit tighter slack wise, and I'm hoping that these guys installing them is not too much room that they're taking up. If I take them out of the box and set them side by side, you guys can see a little bit better, or even on top of one another. There's a decent amount of room around the sides of them. So that being said, I hope we don't take up too much more belt with these 200 mils over the 90, because factory is all this size, which is 90 mil. So we're gonna keep one of those the same. I tried to get all 90 mils, but they didn't have all 90s. To be honest, what I probably would have done was got 2 90s and 100, but they didn't have that, so I'm going with what they got, and they had 190, 2 100, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. A bigger pulley on this, they'll spin less, so theoretically, with this spinning less, that should rob less power. Let's get the hood popped, let's get this rolling. See, the bummer about putting this bad boy on is now I gotta take it off to get the belt off, but I don't want to have another ding in my hood and, yeah, have to pay for that. Can you guys see that? There's no dust, so if you look in here, there's no belt. Like usually you'll see a lot of belt rubber, and you know, there's a little bit right here. Not too bad. Very pleased with that. If you have a lot of belt slip, you'll see a lot of rubber up in there, so that's a good sign. We're gonna wipe it too this time, so next time we take it off, we know if there's any belt slippage. Now guys, we're not gonna undo the belt all the way. We're just gonna, I mean, it's obviously undone, but we're just gonna leave it kind of as is, and we're gonna move it just out of the way to where we can get at these pulleys. So let's get our 13 mil and get cracking on those guys. Okay guys, you can see we got 2 of them off. 2 of the pulleys are out of here. We have the pulley that goes right there where the belt's looped, and then we have the pulley that goes right underneath it. Right there, you can see the boss, and we got this guy down here. So let's go ahead and get the last guy out of here. Now all we got to do is figure out where the heck that little bolt went, because I dropped the bolt down there, so we need to find it. Okay guys, I want to see if I can show you where the bolt went. It's down there. You can see it right there. It's really bright down there, but that's where it went. There it is. So you guys can see it way down there. There she is. So we're gonna have to find out how to dig her out of there and get her out of there, but should be pretty easy. I think I can reach my finger in there and get it. All right guys, so I got the bolt out of there, and then I got my little magnetic screwdriver stuck in there, so I had to fish it out with a screwdriver. Luckily we got it out though, so now we just need to get the pulleys put on this bad boy, so let's go ahead. You guys want to get those pulleys put on? You guys think they'll look good? God, I can't wait till it's done. I bet they look bomb. I'm just hoping the belt fits, guys. I'm praying the belt fits. That way we don't have to go through this whole process of finding belts and trying them and seeing if they fit, because it's kind of a pain in the butt to swap belts in and out. So let's cross our fingers and hope that this setup works with these. I need to get an actual like hood light that goes across to make it a little bit better. But if you guys can see right here, I'm putting this 100 mil up top here. So I think I'm gonna do 100 mil here, 100 mil on the second notch, and the lower one's gonna be a 90 mil. Or I mean, I'm hoping that's how this is gonna go. We'll see. I may have to change my orientation. This bolt just kind of locked up on me, which is weird. Huh. Let me see if I can show you guys this. This bolt was getting tight on me. If you guys can see on those threads, some of them are a little bit rolled over. You can see that guy right there. That part that's rolled over is making it tough. So I'm gonna take a file, if I have a file small enough, and file those little burrs off, because they'll not only make it tough to get the bolt in and out, but they'll screw up the threads on the boss. So we just wanna make sure we clean them up. Remember guys, it doesn't take too much. I don't wanna do too much, because then I'll actually, you know, get rid of all the threads there. So little goes a long ways. Okay, boys, so we got it. We got our bolt. Everything looks good. The rest of the bolts look good. We're gonna use a little bit of this. This is some Tome bolt smooth paste, boys. That's what this is. We're gonna go ahead and use it. Put a little bit on here, not too much, and do it at the beginning thread. See that? All right, boys, here we go, round 2. Trying to get it in for the second time. With the bolt smooth paste and the bolt being filed, it should go in a lot smoother. So far, so good. Yep, because this time I can get it actually like that. Let me grab my socket. There she is, boys. Now this is actually a 5 mil. I'm using a 13/16. You shouldn't be like me and you should use your proper size. So I have this guy that I showed you earlier in a 5 mil. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use him with a 1/4 inch wrench to, this guy's a 5 mil metric. So have a quarter drive, you can get yourself a 1/4 inch wrench. You can just put this guy on the end of it, and it's kind of hard to do one-handed, especially when it's acting magnetic, but like that, boys. So we got that set up like that. That's what I'm gonna use to tighten it, because again, like I said, these are just pulleys, so they don't need to be super tight. I was kind of winging it when I installed these, and you can see, sorry that the light jiggers or jitters. You can see it in the camera, and you'll see it in the video. It's because it's obviously the camera can pick it up and our eyes can't, but it's, yeah. Anyways, you can see how close that pulley is to the crank pulley. So if I went with 100 there, it may clear, but it would be a tight fit, and I'd rather have a little bit of room. I feel like it's just, you know, people are like, well, you get better, you know, crank pulley wrap. Well, with this pulley being as big as it is, boys, I don't need, it gets tons of belt wrap. We don't even need any more belt wrap. One way I like to do this, just so you guys know, is I get every belt or every part of the belt on except for this smooth idler here. I get everything else on the belt set up, guys, and that's the last guy to get wrapped. So we just want to make sure everything else is good. We're good on our alternator, we're good on our crank, and the whole 9. Okay, now that we have that on there, we have a little more room, which I like. That's the amount of play we got. I like it. I think it's perfect. This worked out. That's exactly how I wanted this to work out. It couldn't have, straight up, couldn't have gone any better. I'm very pleased with it. I was hoping size-wise would be right around that same area, and thankfully we are, guys. I mean, that's awesome. I absolutely love the fact that it's right there. Are you a pleased cat? Very pleased, very pleased. Hey. Yeah, you happy? Yep, that's a happy cat, boys. That's a happy cat. Alright guys, let's see what it does. Let's see if it fires up good, and hopefully it doesn't make any more noises, but we won't know until we fire it up. So fingers crossed, boys, fingers crossed. actually gone. That's awesome. That's so cool. Because I was really thinking it was something in the alternator, but I spun it yesterday. I didn't film it, but I did spin it, and I didn't see anything in the alternator, so, or like feel anything bad about it. And now it's dead quiet. So I think we solved that problem. I need to go get a haircut, so we're gonna run and haul butt and go do that. Alright guys, so I just got back, got my hair's cut, you know, looking fresh. Not a perfect job. I was running late and she only did what she did in 15 minutes, but she's an awesome hairstylist, does really good work in a really short amount of time. But nonetheless, car's super quiet now, guys. And the reason it's super quiet is because this guy right here is making the noise, which means, and you can even see crap was starting to blow out of the bearing. The bearing was starting to throw some stuff out of it. That's grease, that's normal, but this bearing is definitely not happy. And by not happy, I mean it's not happy. It could have probably done the same thing as that other one, just because the way that this thing feels, you can tell like it felt like the one that blew up. So that's the noise, guys. 100%. I know that's the noise. That's the noise that it was making. That's a bearing. So, I mean, I'm glad that it's fixed because it was driving me nuts. And this pulley was probably next on the list to explode because of this bearing. On this guy, the one that blew up, that's me just doing this. You hear that? There's a lot of play in this bearing versus the new ones are just completely silent, completely smooth. So this guy's obviously worse than that, but I'm sure that guy was gonna be on his way out, especially since I spin the living crap out of these guys with my 12-pound lower. Going to 100 mils is probably better because going to 100 millimeter obviously makes them spin less. I'm hoping that'll help these, and these are dual bearings, so hopefully they take the load a little bit better. We'll see, you know, we don't know. The beauty is, I think they're the same bearing as this. We can look them up and buy better bearings. Companies like Boca make bearings for all kinds of stuff. I don't know if they make them this big. They make them for RC cars, and then they make awesome ceramic bearings. But Boca makes some awesome ceramic bearings. I use in all my RC motors, and it is night and day with how fast the RC motors rev up and how well they work when they're hot. So it's kind of ironic because when you have a metal bearing and they're cold, a lot of times you have like some slop in them, and then they warm up and then everything expands and they get rid of that slop. But the ceramic bearings don't really expand, so they're nice and tight cold and they're nice and tight warm, and that's the beauty of going to a ceramic bearing too over your standard, you know, metal ball bearing. That's the point of going to, you know, a ceramic bearing over your metal ball bearing, is because the ceramic bearings don't expand, therefore they have better and more consistent wear, and you can run tighter tolerances with them as well. So that's another added benefit, boys. So if they do, maybe one day when these wear out, I'll put some ceramic bearings in them, but as of right now, they've been doing great. The noise is gone. We just have one more problem we have to solve, guys, and that is this guy for some reason wants to idle high. But that's a topic for another day, guys, because we're out of time. I had to go take a shower and get rid of this. I was getting super itchy in that shirt because that's the shirt I got a haircut in, so that's why my shirt's yellow now. But thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate it. I've already actually figured out the problem with that, and it's all fixed, to be honest, because it is a little bit later. Took a shower and I fixed it, but I'll show you guys what that is in my next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Now, get the heck out of here.